Good morning. What a gift it is to all be together this morning as we look towards celebrating for the first time Consecration Sunday on October 20th. Historically, our stewardship campaigns focus on the recipient, so the church, the community. The ask of Consecration Sunday, it's different. It's a gift. It's a gift of yourself, a call to action to look inward, to be more intentional, and to ask yourselves, what is God calling me to do? Over the next few weeks, as we journey together, we'll hear personal testimony from members like myself of our congregation on how giving has actually drawn them closer to God. So I'm going to be vulnerable with all of you today, which is something I am not completely comfortable doing. In fact, when I was first asked to speak, I said no, but here I am. It felt that important to be here, to be able to be a vessel for a message that hopefully is far greater than myself. It seems like just yesterday, and also a lifetime ago, that I sat in that back corner of this church, deeply searching for something, for a meaningful connection, for forgiveness, to find hope. I went to church as a child, an idyllic one with a lake and swans. It was beautiful. But I didn't know faith, and I certainly didn't know the unconditional love of God. Going to church was simply something you did, and as I got older, we went on Christmas and Easter, and then really not at all. For several decades thereafter, life was comprised of both expected and very unexpected challenges. And with that came a profound feeling of loneliness. I became a master of camouflaging how I felt on the inside in an effort to blend in on the outside. During college, I tried to go to the church on campus, but mostly my attendance at church was at nighttime when there was nobody there, and I would play the piano and escape in my music. Absent a rogue wedding or funeral, I don't think I stepped in a church to worship at all. In all honesty, part of why we joined Westminster, this is the truth, is because we wanted our son to go to preschool here. It's a really good preschool. But all joking aside, looking back now, I see how God began my journey towards faith and his merciful love. One day in 2017, I came for the very first time to the contemporary service, and I sat in that very back pew. I think I made it for 10 minutes before I started crying, got embarrassed, and left. The music overwhelmed me, and it took me a while to realize that it overwhelmed me in the best way possible. I knew I needed something in this room. I knew I needed to be here, and the music spoke to my soul in ways that words simply cannot. And it gave me that hope. In my brokenness, I found support from a Stevens minister who walked alongside me in that season of my life. I started making it to the end of the whole service, to the point where I was actually coming weekly. I still cry sometimes, though, that's okay. As my faith began to develop, so I could feel God's presence in my life, it is no coincidence that my outlook on my life also started to improve. What started as, "Where are you, God?" to "God, please help me," slowly evolved into, "God, what are you calling me to do to better serve you?" That transformation from knowing Christ to also making him known changed everything for me. I began to shed the heaviness that laid on top of me. I went from the church exclusively giving to me also giving myself to the church. I started contributing and donating, pledging, volunteering with different ministries, singing in the worship band, and then being ordained as an elder. With each step I take to further understand what God's calling me to do, and the more I give of myself, truly the more connected and deeply rooted I feel in my faith. I'm going to ask each of you to take the next few weeks to discern. Give yourself space to grow and truly listen to what God is calling you to do. and maybe consider taking a step up in the ways that you give. Some of us may be firmly rooted in our faith. Some of us may still be yearning to feel close to God. To all of us, keep going, keep reaching, and keep growing. I invite each of you, as you think about your story, how the ways that you give have drawn you closer to God, and share that with others. And if you don't have a story yet, that's okay. This is the time you can create one, because we all have a story of hardship, and maybe a story of redemption. For me, redemption came from the music. It awakened me. In fact, the contemporary service saved me. It saved me. I know God asks all of us for nothing, but I will spend the rest of my life trying to give by asking the question, what is God calling me to do? And I invite you to do the same. Thank you.